Hai, selamat datang ke BuzzPOP hari ini di mana kita bakal membincangkan My Hero Academia Season 5 Episode 4. Jadi, para panelis kita malam ini terdiri daripada saya, Nik Nazrul Iskandar daripada BuzzPOP TV, kaki anime kita Shazli American, hey Shaz, serta kaki manga kita Andri Alwi, hey Andri.
Tapi
Okey, jadi malam ini kita bakal membincangkan 5 babak menarik daripada episod minggu ini. Tapi sebelum kita mulakan itu, kita akan mulakan dengan reaksi satu ayat kita ya. Okey, jadi aku akan mulakan reaksi satu ayat aku adalah teamwork makes the dream work. Apakah reaksi satu ayat kau, Syaz? Silakan.
Actually, for me, it's like experience is key lah in combat.
Itu aku cakap Shinso.
Shinso dah lepas, tak apalah. Kalau the same line nanti kan macam tak ada idea baru pula kan.
Okay. Ari, apakah reaksi satu ayat kau?
Calmness wins the day.
Calmness wins the day.
Yeah,
man. Pada aku, episod minggu ini kita dapat lihat battle number 1 di antara kelas 1A versus 1B berakhir dengan Shinso menonjolkan kuasanya. Episod ini mengetengahkan bahawa komunikasi yang jelas di antara ahli berkumpulan penting untuk membawakan kemenangan dan tanpa komunikasi serta kerjasama, setiap hero hanyalah a threat to the rest of the team success. I think we see that dengan Shishida yang yes, dia memang brawn, dia memang kuat, dia ada might, tapi tanpa brains, it's like you get outplayed lah. Adakah korang agree dengan assessment aku? Silakan Syaz.
Aku suka assessment kau tu, tapi kan I don't think Shishida is just all brawn. Dia macam ni tau. He's a bit like me in that sense. When dia macam boleh fikir banyak, very smart and everything, tapi bila kau bagi dia excited kan, all the plan goes out the window tau. Dia terus jadi brain fart tau. So
macam ada orang tu main Planeswalker betul cakap go.
Atau aku tak tahu lah siapa kan. But is kalau kita tengok early on, dia memang banyak mention about dia punya plan. We understand who is your key point, so kita counter you dengan hantar bait dulu and so on. But as time went on, he got more and more annoyed dengan Shinso. Lepas tu he lost the plot. Dia dah lupa dia punya better plan tau. And he is actually, kalau dari segi based on that group of 4, actually he is co-leader tau.
Nampak.
Sebab Mamat yang air punya cube tu, it's not really leadership tak ada. And Mamat yang hard skills tu sebenarnya kalau kita tengok kan, dia macam like, kita nak buat apa. So macam like the two leaders is actually the Vine Girl and Shishida.
Agreed.
So it was quite surprising when he lost it towards the end. Sebab you can see that he has a lot of parts where he show yang dia tu pandai. Especially the part yang dia lompat and tiba-tiba dia jadi kurus. Jadi human size balik.
Yes, that was nice. Andri, apa pendapat kau? Is it true yang Shishida lost the plot midway through battle number 1?
I agree with his assessment. He is not actually all brawn. He has some technique and some thought into dia punya attack plan. It's just that like Shazli said, right, when the plan goes out the window, right, everything falls. The whole team goes into almost shut down. They react independently. It's like there's no coordination, and that's what brings Class 1A the big win in the end. They were leading like 2-1, and then when things fell out, it's 4-2. It's like a complete shutdown, complete swipe, complete defeat. So yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Okay, kita ada satu komen daripada penonton di rumah ya. Mofa daripada YouTube mengatakan, aku tak dapat join korang full malam ni pasal ada meeting. Tapi Shinso
Selamat.
patut jadi hero type assassins. Mesti mantap.
Selamat berjuang Mopa.
Ya, berjuang Mopa. It's going to be interesting untuk tengok evolusi Shinso throughout this series as the years go on. Dengan itu, kita akan ke segmen kita yang seterusnya di mana kita bakal menceritakan 5 plot menarik tentang episod minggu ini. Okey, jadi plot menarik yang pertama ya, di mana kita mempelajari tentang peraturan untuk brainwash Quirk Shinso. So, episod ini bermula dengan satu flashback scene sebelum Battle 1 bermula, di mana Hitoshi Shinso berkongsi dengan ahli-ahli kelas 1A peraturan serta kelemahan kuasanya. So, kita ingat sebelum ni dia ni all encompassing, godlike. Tapi turns out there are a few chinks in the armor ya. Nombor 1, Shinso bagi tahu bahawa dia hanya boleh mengawal satu target at one time. Dia tak boleh mengawal pelbagai target pada masa yang sama pasal dia kata nanti kalut untuk dia control.
He actually said,
yeah.
Let me just correct you for a bit. He said he could control multiple targets. It's just that it won't be as effective as the control satu orang. He could try, but it could backfire.
So maybe if he get better with it, mungkin dia boleh control more than one lah kot.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, but for now it's only one, like you said. Yeah.
Nombor 2, sekiranya target yang di brainwash menerima serangan ataupun impact, Shinso akan kehilangan kawalan ke atas target tersebut. And I think we saw that throughout the episode. Nombor 3, Shinso tidak boleh menyuruh target tersebut bercakap ataupun melakukan aksi yang memerlukan target berfikir. Yang part ni aku macam tak faham sikit. Kalau para panelis can clear it for me, does it mean it's not like a zombie mind control? Is it just macam make them not be able to move at all ke, ataupun like you said power of suggestion, right? But he's saying now he cannot ask them to speak or think ke, did I get it wrong? Andri ataupun Shaz, if you want to clear it up.
Dia macam ni I watched it a few times. It's more like it's a puppet power tau. So dia macam suppress kau punya subconscious punya thoughts, thinking process semua ni kan. So dia boleh control your physical saja. You tak boleh control dia punya mindset. So you cannot like ask for information. That's why dia tunjuk example kan. Kalau macam aku suruh kau tulis Tsuyu, dia boleh tulis Tsuyu. Tapi kalau aku tanya kau sila tulis nama perempuan kata tu, dia tak boleh tulis because he cannot access the deeper parts of the mind. Dia macam control motor abilities and all that.
Oh, motor function skills only.
But secara tak langsung dia boleh control the quirks lah, which we saw towards the end. Dia orang kena ikat semua tu kan.
Ya.
So dia cannot, dia tak boleh go very deep power dia.
Yeah, that's true. It's he controls simple actions basically. Complicated actions that require some sort of free will or creativity is something beyond his reach at the moment.
Foreshadow yang baik tu Andri. Cheese.
Every power, everybody's power. If you notice, everybody's power has changed a bit during the course of these 5 seasons. Tsuyu, when we first saw her, she didn't actually have the camouflage skill. Yeah, and then we learned about her stomach, external stomach, during the season 3 or season 4 when they were having that training gaduh among each other. Yeah.
Dengan cikgu yang clone tu.
Yes, the teacher punya versus challenge. Yeah. So basically the powers will evolve in time. Even Deku himself, right? Mula he doesn't have power, and then he has the power of one for all, and he can use it like 1 or 2 times before breaking a bone or something. Now he has like 20% power. So so everyone's power, we must assume that they can be expanded as time goes by.
It's gonna be disturbing to see Shinso punya power extended from a demigod level to a god level, man. It's crazy. Dan nombor 4, Shinso mengatakan dia hanya boleh menggunakan laungan suara asalnya. Ia tidak berkesan sekiranya dia menggunakan mikrofon maupun pembesar suara. Dan di akhir skirmish number 1 dalam battle 1 ini, kita nampak yang Kosei Suburaba daripada kelas 1B telah ditangkap dan dia enjoy dililit oleh lidah Asui. Tapi on the flip side, Kirishima Red Rush dan juga Koda dari kelas 1A juga terperangkap, membuatkan survivors on both sides equal 3 versus 3. So soalan aku kepada panelis adalah, adakah kuasa Shinso akan berjaya mengatasi kelemahan-kelemahannya ini di masa hadapan nanti sekiranya diterima jurusan hero class? Apakah pendapat kau, Syaz? Is it going to be more godlike?
Definitely lah. Sebab macam Andy mention tadi kan, dia powers akan evolve with time. So aku rasa dia punya mask tu kan, over time it will become smaller up to the point where mungkin it's just like a simple headset macam tu je ke, macam yang Andy pakai ni kan. So it becomes less obtrusive. Mungkin dia macam pakai headset macam budak-budak biasa je, and he can just use his voice like that. But it really depends on how good the support punya team can make dia punya equipment tu lah. Although I'm pretty sure a lot of people enjoy dia punya current look ni sebab he has a very intellectual and mysterious punya look dengan rambut dia menggerbang macam tu kan.
Aku takut bila dia start boleh control more than one, man. That is gonna be disturbing.
I'm pretty sure over time he will be able to control more than one. But the real yang betul-betul menakutkan is when he can start using it to interrogate people. Macam dia tanya, after dia control you, it's like, what is your name? And then you will start responding. Then he become a full interrogation punya type punya hero lah.
Yeah, man. Aku imagine macam dia pukau somebody for 30 years, man. That's fucked up shit, man. Itu dah tu
susah sikit lah. Itu ekstrim sangat lah.
Yeah. You're thinking about the purple man from Jessica Jones.
Yes. That kind of disturbing level.
Disturbing level, yeah.
Do you foresee Shinso getting better in the future?
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. His performance in the first round was not stellar by any means, but you have to understand this, like the first time he actually team up with anyone and actually doing some hero related work that's not training, and this is the first time he trained with a team. Before that he just trains with basically Aizawa at most lah. So if he does join the hero course, no doubt in my mind that his potential will be exponentially better than what he is doing right now.
I wonder if kalau jadi macam situasi macam kita nampak dalam season 2 ke season 3 where apa dah nama Deku punya kawan tu? Aku tak ingat yang meletup-letup tu. Sorry.
Bakugo.
Okay. Kan macam we saw Bakugo was invited by the League of Villains, but Bakugo turned them down. What happens sometime down the line kalau the League of Villains get their hands on Shinso? Do you think he would ever turn?
He won't turn. Because banyak sangat girl suka dia. Confirm punya. There is too much value in him as a hero lah. Dia macam John Cena dalam wrestling tau. Dia tak boleh jadi villain punya. But okay, kalau you nak tengok from in-world perspective, sebab he is a very smart person, okay, and he is actually fighting against the general perception of dia punya power kan, that kuasa kau untuk orang jahat. So the fact that he's already fighting from day one to prove himself and that his power is a hero type power if used correctly, I really don't think he will become villain. Sebab dia punya motivasi dengan awal itu dia sangat kuat.
Okay, interesting. Aku takkan tanya Andri because Andri nanti will be put in the spot. So it's like okay,
I just wanted to say, speaking of Bakugo, I read somewhere on my Facebook wall that today is actually Bakugo's birthday for some reason, 20th April.
Wow.
Yeah.
And about Shinso, I'm not going to say if he's going to turn villain or not. Hasn't been anything shown in the manga that he's going to turn or not. But like most comic villains or heroes, when you live long enough as a hero, maybe you turn to villain one day because you see the system is flawed. So maybe if he does become a villain, that will be his choice to change the world for the better. Maybe not because of some people invited him to gain some power. Yeah, that's probably his angle if he goes to the evil route, which is
Dia
highly unlikely in my opinion, because this guy always wanted to be a hero since day one. He's like Bakugo, except with better anger management.
what might happen lah is he might end up like a Stain character yang dia bukan hero, dia bukan villain, tapi dia macam like I will judge you whether you're a hero or not. Then that might be a potential scenario lah, but honestly aku rasa tak ada lah.
Yeah, that's very likely. Yeah.
Kita ada satu komen daripada penonton di rumah ya, Ian Wayan daripada YouTube mengatakan pada dia best scene is bila Suburaba, the voice box boy, discover his fetish for Tsuyu's tongue. What was that, man? That came out of nowhere. Sial, aku macam apa sah Mamat ni boleh.
There was an indirect kiss.
Is that some fan service ataupun
tak, dia macam dia kena jilat by the girl, so you know.
Jilat, kiss, all those things lah with the mouth.
Tapi kan aku ada ikut tau, ada macam this fan group and whatnot kan. So dia like they share, dia komen and whatnot kan. Banyak orang rupanya discuss pasal benda tu. Dia like excited about it. So maybe it's their thing, it's not ours lah.
This is some next level fetish, man.
But I mean, but the interesting thing is the amount of tongue available. So it's like quite far.
20 meters bro.
Silap aku detail dia sampai 20 meters kot, jauh. Yes. So it's like kat mana sorok lidah dia tu.
Something to think of for another day, I think. Dengan itu waifu ya. Dengan itu berakhirlah episod ini. Segmen ini, dan kita ke segmen seterusnya yang bakal membincangkan Asui in further detail. Okey, jadi segmen kedua kita adalah tentang Pelan Tsuyu Asui versus Jurota Shishida. So kita nampak bahawa selepas mereka level 3 versus 3, Pelan Asui adalah untuk meliputi Shinso dan Kaminari dengan toxic mucusnya yang berkesan menyembunyikan bau mereka daripada dikesan oleh Jurota Shishida daripada kelas 1B. So soalan aku kepada korang, adakah deria bau Jurota Shishida yang sepatutnya menjadi advantage bagi kelas 1B akhirnya sumber utama kepada kekalahan mereka? Pasal after all, without sight or smell of your opponents, what does class 1B have going for them? Silakan Andri.
Okay, actually this is actually the start of the punya victory for team 1A, the start of their big win, because without them masking Asui's scent on them, they wouldn't get near to the location where team 1B is. Basically, they could have picked up, okay, alright, Shinso is on your right, Usui is on your left, and Kaminari is in the middle. So they can actually formulate a plan on who to attack first, and probably they aim Shinso first. And we all know that the main game plan for both teams, they both know this. Shinso will be the first striker. He will strike someone, and that one takes out. Immediately the advantage turns. So without Asui's fast thinking, right, I don't think they can actually even reach to the team 1B punya side without losing one member. At least that's my opinion. So yeah, it's actually a very good plan. Actually, it's the best plan that anyone can think of at the moment or at that particular point. I don't see any other way for them to actually gain any advantage against Shishida's Sen. I mean, like Sen, right? It's pretty impressive. It's better than Sight actually. You know where they're coming, how fast they are coming, and whether they're being grouped or not.
I mean that's the thing. Their trump card was Shishida's sense of sand kan. Tapi it seemed like they were turtling because they were also depending on the Vine girl to jaga the perimeter. So it was nice to see that Asui managed to checkmate them, taking out their side, which already the Vine girl was already kacauing their side, but at the same time taking out Shishida Sen. Apa pendapat kau, Syaz, tentang strategi Asui ni?
First thing aku baru perasan aku pun pakai baju hijau secara kebetulan memang it's on my rotation, so like yelah dia pakai baju hijau lah kan. Asui ni memang is a fan favourite, sebab she has a very cute punya look, and not only that but dia punya abilities memang above average. Dia bukannya like super genius, but she is smarter than most. She's not strong, but is probably stronger than us lah kot, sebab kita ni dah 40 lebih kan. And then she's like more agile and everything, so she's an above average type hero compared to the class punya ni, but she's not super outstanding in all. So because of that, dia punya what sets her apart is because dia pun dah banyak combat experience, which links back to my initial punya point lah. Most likely that by having a lot more combat experience, they can consider that dia punya mucus tu has a scent that is similar to hers. And jangan lupa there was one scene when Kaminari was coming in from one direction, and then she was coming in from one direction against Shishida tu. So she saw the reaction. So that is when aku tengok scene tu beberapa kali tau, tapi dia punya pad tu aku tak nampak the tongue flick and stick on him tau.
Yeah, you just see the tongue flicking and missing Shishida.
Flicking, tapi aku tak nampak dia betul-betul tap and stick. So that was quite a surprising moment lah, when tiba-tiba ada kat situ like probably it was masa dia tengah jumping back and looking and everything. But you can see that she already has some combat experience and planning and leadership punya ni. And more importantly is because Shishida also gave the plan away lah, sebab dia cakap banyak. Notice that he was like saying, aku ni kuat, aku ni boleh
I have the best sand ever, macam
kan, kalau I can do this, I can heal you all, macam-macam. So dia macam like, oh, okay, I'll take note of that free information kan, aku terima je lah. So yeah, it showed the difference in people who train sahaja and people who have actual combat experience. Betul. Where kalau nak petik from other source of literature or whatever, information is power. So that is why even not all the class members tahu pasal Asui punya full powers tau. Because kita jangan lupa dalam singles battle, they might end up in a school festival again in the future. They might be facing each other again with other heroes. So you start telling everybody, guys, aku punya kuasa macam ni kan. Later on you akan susah juga.
I think that was exactly Kaminari's point. Kalau orang tahu Shinso punya weakness, bahaya.
Yeah, that's why dia tak boleh cakap. So kalau you nak katakan dari plan tu, memang she outwitted Shishida, and they managed to turn his frustrations against Shinso as a main point.
Yes.
That was key to get Shishida tilted lah. Dia tak boleh nak stick to the plot lagi lah of his plan. Kalau tidak, he's actually in control kalau nak kiranya.
Yes, betul. Despite being in turtling mode. Aku agree actually. Class 1A punya battle experience allows them to think on their feet, while Class 1B is strong on paper. Tapi when, macam Ari cakap, when their plan goes to shit, diorang dah tak boleh think on their feet, man. I hope the next 4 matches would prove to be different. Dengan itu kita akan ke segmen kita yang seterusnya. Okey, jadi plot menarik kita yang seterusnya adalah pengorbanan Denki Kaminari. So kita nampak yang Kaminari mengorbankan dirinya sebagai umpan kepada Vines Shiozaki supaya Shinso dan Asui dapat memecah belahkan 3 ahli kelas 1B yang terakhir. Pelannya adalah divide and conquer. Dengan Shiozaki di bawah kawalan Shinso, Jurota, Shishida dan Hiryurin kini terbuka kepada serangan, ya, which is as we saw they did it effectively. Jadi adakah the lack of leadership ataupun the lack of thinking on their feet di antara tiga ahli terakhir kelas 1B punca utama kekalahan mereka? Macam Andri, you were saying earlier, and they don't have any leadership skill beyond their initial plans. Silakan Andri.
Yeah, because most of the punya leadership punya hero are not in team in the first match. Those who actually call on the shots, they were in like Kendo. She's in the second match, and yang mulut becok tu, he is the thinker, the coordinator. He's at on the 5th round. So they are stuck with a lot of second tier leaders, and they have no combat experience. When at the beginning of the episode where Shinso, Asui and Kaminari, they know that they are now trailing by 2 people. They didn't actually break down. Shinso was the first to actually starting to break down. He said, "I'm sorry, this is all my fault. My inexperience is paying us." And then Asui and Kaminari said, No, this is not your fault. Nothing is we're not defeated yet. It's just that our plan is not working, so we have to do something else. So you see the difference between experience comes into play here. They were Asui and Kaminari. They have been fighting, winning and losing matches and fights with villains. So for them to actually recover this quickly, right, it's not something you can learn from a classroom. It's something that you attain through experience. So they know Shinso is doing very well for a first timer in the simulated combat experience. When they were fighting the first time, they probably wouldn't do this well. So they know and they reassure. Kaminari even said, "I like you. Okay, you are hero material. We want you in our class or inside this course." And Shinso didn't say anything, but you can see from dia punya gerak badan, right? He didn't even make eye contact because he doesn't feel that he's on equal par with them. But he's basically thinking, right, I want to be in the hero course no matter what, because they are treating me like this. My classmates, my previous classmate when I was growing up, never give me any respect or anything like this ever.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna do my best until the end, even if I fail. So that comes to play. It pays out in the end.
I think he said a line, "This is the spirit of the hero cause, the one that doesn't give up," right?
Yeah.
Nice. Syaz, apa pendapat kau? Was it a hubris of Shishida, ataupun was it the lack of leadership, ataupun the lack of thinking on their feet that led to class 1B failing in the end?
There is two parts to the fall of 1B punya group ni lah. First is the fact that dia punya the best leader that they have, Vine Girl, was taken out. So so your main leader is out though. Then your secondary leader went ahead on his own, solo quest. So then the group completely break out lah. But it does show that kalau kita tengok focusing on Denki Kaminari ni kan, because he has the experience of fighting against Vine Girl tu, dia tahu that he has lost to her before. So he was hoping to turn that around, you see. And because dalam kepala dia dah tahu, dia orang ni mesti ingat sebab dia pernah kalahkan aku, so mesti confirm je lah. Dia orang akan cakap, alah Denki ni kan, so confirm boleh resolve the same way. That's why he had that secret plan. It's just that dia punya, sebab dia cakap before he tembak kan. Kalau tidak, kalau he just went and shoot instead of like blah 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 blah, if he shot straight boom, then it would have hit. The lightning shot would have hit.
Then Shishida would be out, and Shiozaki would be there'd be like 2 out, and then only the dragon scale boy is left.
And then that guy akan kalah teruk lah.
But I have to actually make a point that actually Denki Kaminari's punya plan, right, is actually not to actually take out dia punya those 3 people. He was actually serving as a diversion for Shinso to come and take out Ibara, the Vine girl. But if he could have take out the 3% just now, all the better. Makes things easier.
Yeah.
Because dia punya initial plan was first to get captured as diversion. Then he saw that, Mamat tu ada lagi dia punya beacon. So he tried to, go plus ultra and take out another one. May as well take out somebody while we're here, right? But sebab tak sempat.
Yeah, it seemed like Shiozaki punya defense has gotten better since the last fight. Dia macam dia dah anticipate Kaminari is gonna go plus ultra on her. Dia punya defense kali ni the vine wall macam gila next level tu. Ada vine ball and ada vine wall lagi. Macam wow, next level tu.
Betul.
Ya, kita ada satu komen daripada penonton di rumah Tamia daripada YouTube mengatakan cantik rambut. Okeylah, rambut baru potong minggu lepas. Dan juga dia ada komen Shinzo ini anak Aizawa ke? Siapa nak jawab soalan ni? Siapa nak jawab? Silakan.
Okay, kalau aku jawab sikit. Basically, kalau from the anime perspective, memang tak ada info on this. Dia anak Aizawa. And memang dia macam a throw away point tau. Dia macam cerita sikit je. Dia cakap, all this time, Shinso has been training lah under Aizawa. That's why dia pakai the same thing. Rupanya ingatkan it was like the 1 or 2 weeks ago kita discuss. Benda tu mungkin dia just fashion ke, ikut cikgu dia ke. Rupa-rupanya he was really using and training to use it. But of course as a new user, it was new to him lah. Aku rasa over time maybe he might not keep that as his main weapon sebab now he's in testing stages.
Yeah.
Because he needed a secondary weapon to fight with, and that as the cikgu dia macam like, okay lah, let me see if I can teach you to use the things that I'm using. Kalau if it's not good, then you can find some other way lah.
Yeah, it seems to be for close combat digunakan benda tu. Anri, anything you can say without spoiling? Adakah Shinzo anak Aizawa?
Kalau dia anak Aizawa, it's probably from a previous life lah, because Aizawa is too lazy to fool around with girls lah, if you ask me. Seriously, there was one lady yang minyakkan dia. I don't know if it's happened in anime. Dia macam tak layan. It's like too tired, I want to go sleep, something like that lah.
Tahu. Miss Joke. Dia cikgu sekolah satu lagi. Another rival school. And she is like, come lah, I like you lah, jom lah, let's go eating lah, bila kita nak ambil kat ni. Aizawa macam like, no.
Aku dah tidur.
Sampai dia jadi macam like, sampai dah menyampah tau. Tak habis this girl throwing herself at him. Aku pun honestly tak tahu apa yang that girl like him kan. But
maybe his coolness kan. The fact that he doesn't care about the outcome.
Because it's unattainable kan.
Yes,
macam Mistress Death dengan Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yang you tak boleh achieve tu lah yang you sibuk nak kejar kan.
Betul. Okay, dengan itu berakhirlah segmen ini dan kita ke babak menarik kita yang keempat. Okay, jadi babak menarik kita yang keempat adalah tentang perjudian berisiko Hitoshi Shinso. So kita nampak bahawa Shinso masih belum cukup laju di dalam hand-to-hand combat untuk mengalahkan Shishida dan dia nyaris kalah tanpa pertolongan Asui yang menghumbankan Hiryurin ke badan Shishida. Shinso tidak mungkin berjaya melepasinya. Pada aku that was a very cool scene because Shishida dengar suara Hiryu daripada belakang tau. It's like, hey, I'm coming, I'm being thrown towards you. Tapi dia macam tak nak jawab pasal dia takut tu ialah suara Shinso. So it's like the psychology tu comes into play and then menyebabkan in the end he got hit by his own teammate. So persoalan aku kepada para panelis malam ini adalah antara Asui dan Shinso, siapakah MVP bagi battle number 1 pada pendapat anda? Kita mulakan dengan Syaz. Silakan Syaz.
It's confirm Asui. I mean, I really enjoyed Shinso punya growth and whatnot. There is from a non-hero character to a hero character, hero course punya potential punya student. But kalau you tengok dia buat banyak mistake tau. From the very beginning of the fight, after dia dah lockdown Shishida tu, dia macam there's a pause. Like, okay, what do I do now? Then tiba-tiba baru dia nak attack kan. Padahal patutnya during that moment, when it's like, Mama ni dah kena captured mentally kan, patutnya dah tali dah keluar lah. Kalau Aizawa masa tu, if you lock down somebody, Aizawa punya ropes dah come out dah. So then dia macam you turn around, done. 2 characters out. That's the first mistake. Kedua, he assumed the pipe yang jatuh kat kepala tu was enough. So you can see dia macam orang yang baru belajar nak jadi combatant tau. It's like, okay, kalau aku buat ini, combo dengan ini dan ini, aku menang.
Yeah.
Tiba-tiba Mamat tu kena counter something je, pop. Oh, your step B hilang, then lagi 2 step ni nak macam mana? Tak tahu. So you can see that his combat experience tak banyak. He can plan. Dia plan ahead. But that moment when benda tu jatuh kat kepala Shishida, tak golek, mata dia beliak, aku tahu, oh my god, now I'm going to die. So it was kebetulan the Asui, knowing that Shishida might not lose, immediately came with backup as dia punya backup. It's just that one small very fun detail about Shinso punya weakness is that dia punya, oh yeah, betul, Shishida does not know that Shinso can create the voice and control multiple people at the same time. That's why dia macam ingat, oh dia ni nak control aku lagi ni. Because dia ingatkan Shinso mungkin control multiple people. So the key weakness kat situ is that Shinso, the more he knows about his target, the better he can emulate the person. So the keyword is when Mama tu nak kena baling, dia jerit beast tu kan. Beast tu was something that the Vine Girl called Shishida, and it was not something that Shinso would have known. So that's why Mata dia like, beast. Beast of Revelation kan. Lepas tu tak sempat dia pop kena. So yeah, we can see that Shinso punya plans were quite good. But the moment there's a flaw or a counter to dia punya plan, dia tak boleh nak react on his feet.
Dia macam tak ada plan B lah. Dia ada plan A je.
Yeah. Dia ada plan A. Lepas tu plan B tak ada. When your plan A habis, sudah.
Gone. Andri, Asui or Shinso? Who is the MVP?
Oh, it's clear as day. It's Asui. She started the counter. She basically lead the attack. I mentioned last week that Class 1A, they have very few offensive fighters on their punya class. I said Red Riot is a fighter, Bakugo is a fighter, Midoriya. Girl side, I think it's only her that could fight. And she's not actually a very powerful fighter. She has like agility fighter with moderate skills. She can take a punch from Shishida and recover even though batu pecah kat belakang. So she's a combat class. But when it comes to this particular match, right, her experience to carry the team make her the MVP by far. You mentioned when they were attacking, dia bantai Shishida belakang dengan Rin Hiryu. Okay, you have to understand that for katakan Shinso hempuk Shishida kan dengan batu kan, it's not enough to knock him out. But for some reason, Asui has the power to actually fling macam miss, empuk dia dengan kawan dia, terus KO. So it goes to show that she can fight, she can think, and she can actually adapt to the problems at hand. So I think if she's not in the team and someone else in the team, macam even Momo or even someone else who can fight Uraraka, right?
Yeah.
I think they lose. I don't think they can actually win
in that moment. Yeah.
In that moment. Yeah, because Shishido can fight, but he has no experience. If he fought with Asui, right, head to head, he would win. But Asui, because of experience kan, when they were charging towards Team 1B inside kan, Asui kata, I can fight, but if I fight directly, right, I will lose. So we had to actually create a plan where I attack as a secondary force, a flanking attack. Someone has to make a diversion, and of course, Shinso has to knock out the most powerful person in that team, which is basically Ibara, instead of Shishido. Because when it comes to power, maybe Ibara doesn't have as much power as Shishido, but she's the coordinator. She can direct the plan, attack, strategy for the team 1B, and knocking her out basically makes everything crumble. So it pays out.
Yeah, it felt like they were playing chess, and like Kaminari was the queen, so killing a queen to kill the other queen, so that just the pawns can just take out each other. That's quite a gamble
Brilliant.
oleh Kaminari ya. Okay, dengan itu kita akan ke segmen terakhir kita malam ini. Okay, so kita nampak dalam kita punya teaser untuk episod minggu depan bahawa Tokoyami mendapat upgrade je ataupun peningkatan kuasa kepada Quirknya. So kita tahu bahawa Tokoyami telah berguru di bawah hero number 2 Hawks dan mendapat upgrade kepada Quirknya yang selama ini kita tahu lemah di bawah sumber cahaya matahari yang terang benderang. So soalan aku kepada para panelis adalah, apakah spekulasi liar anda terhadap upgrade terbaru kepada Quirk Tokoyami yang diajar oleh Hawks? Silakan Syaz.
Aku honestly ada satu je teori Brazil ni. Ini aku compare dengan anime lain lah. Basically what I imagine Tokoyami mungkin akan buat is dia akan guna dia punya dark shadow tu as macam a second layer tau. Dia jenis macam macam like a secondary armor ke apa ke, and because dia punya speed and power tu might be augmented by that, so mungkin dia pakai as another cape on top ke apa ke, so the dark shadow is completely covered by the shadow of his cloak and so on. So
tapi dalam teaser tu kita nampak dia cabut cloak tau. Tiba-tiba kita nampak dia pakai t-shirt, lepas tu dia ada macam
so macam honestly aku tak boleh nak bayangkan
using the cloak and all. Macam tapi
Andre kelas sebab dia tahu. Andre know what is coming kan. So
I
Isn't
probably
it,
know, but I forgot because it's like 100 chapters before. I forgot, man. so
like,
apa?
Yeah. Were you surprised when he took off his cloak to reveal that he was wearing a black t-shirt with some Batman belts and like nampak macam Bakugo tu. Lebih kurang lah. Macam
I was surprised because I can't remember this part, so it's probably not that impressive.
But what would have Hawks taught him? What would have Hawks taught him last season?
Probably accessory punya use in combat lah, because so far Tokoyami punya strategy is basically let his dark shadow do most of the work. So maybe right now there's more coordination involved with some tools in come into play. So that's my guess. I can't remember what's the big deal happened in this particular round. I could be wrong. It probably something that's not going to be much of a impact. But that's just my guess. Maybe I'm wrong. I forgot this second match a lot of details. But I know this particular round, Momo and Kendo is going to be like the main pillars of this fight. Yeah, because they used to train under this the snake lady masa kerja dulu kan. Career training. Yeah. They were teammates.
Hero.
Yeah, so they're going to play off the drama against former teammate or former subordinate for subordinate. Yeah.
Seingat aku dalam movie number 2, that was Tokoyami's weakness tau. Dalam finale battle tu, they were fighting during the day, and dia punya shadow tu daripada like big phoenix jadi macam a little puppy je. Until there was a cave in, baru when he went down, baru dia punya shadow became like uncontrollable shit. So is he gonna expect another cave in battle 2 supaya dia akan dapat advantage ke apa?
Kalau nak kira Magic Wonderland teori Brazil lah, mungkin he has a way to create darkness aura around him. But that sounds terlampau, itu dah melampau sangat lah. Because kita jangan lupa Tokoyami punya power ni in absolute darkness langsung tak boleh control.
Yes.
Jadi macam Hulk. It's like a Hulk banner problem, right?
Yeah, so it's a very interesting point lah. He cannot be full darkness, but kalau full brightness pun dia macam jadi papi lah, macam tak guna. So it might be that his fighting style berubah. That is a more plausible punya perspektif lah. Sebab kalau katakan Andri cannot recall anything outstanding, it's probably not something as dramatic as that. Tiba-tiba one whole aura of darkness punya bubble apa kan. Itu dia tarik kau masuk lawan dalam kegelapan kan.
Oh, that'll be too overpowered.
They'll be overpowered. He'll be like, wah, ni apa hal ni kan?
Yeah. Tapi I like the fact yang maybe Hawks ajar dia to think more about his own physicality. I mean, if you can turn Bruce Banner into a weapon, then he will be deadly even before he turns into the Hulk, right?
Yeah, that's why the smart Hulk is very ganas. Tapi masalahnya Hulk dalam MCU bila jadi smart dia jadi lembik. So aku tak tahu what happened.
Itu ialah natural nerfing oleh scriptwriters supaya Hulk doesn't become the problem in Act 1. You know, kalau tidak Hulk would just go for the head. Hulk wouldn't even hesitate like Thor. He would just go for the head and then crack and then Thanos would be dead. And then kau nak ada movie macam mana? You won't even have Infinity War. Let alone Endgame, man. It's like so apa pendapat korang penonton di rumah? Tell us in the comment section below. Maka dengan itu kita akan ke segmen terakhir kita malam ini. Okey, jadi segmen terakhir kita malam ini adalah harapan kami untuk episod My Hero Academia minggu hadapan. Aku akan mulakan. Personally, aku interested to see how Class 1B will react to the loss in Joint Training Battle number 1 and bagaimana mereka akan evolve their strategies untuk Joint Training Battle number 2. Apakah harapan kau, Andri? Silakan, Andri.
Just like last week, more waifu action, and I hope it will be resolved within one episode.
Shaz, silakan Shaz. Oh sorry, do you want to say something else, Andri?
No.
Tak nampak sangat Shaz. Sila tunjuk kembali ke skrin ya.
Itu lah macam aku baru jumpa dekat fan group tu kan. So aku macam like, yes. So honestly kan, it's quite interesting that kalau tak silap aku Kendo pun is naik kutu darjah kan, Andi?
Yeah.
Kendo pun is number 2 kan. So it will be quite interesting to see the number 2 leaders leading their team in a fight. And more importantly, we can see the growth of the waifus kan. Because most of them are not frontline fighters lah, macam Andri mentioned. They tend to be like alternate fighters, or they will be more of support in their class. So putting them to the forefront, it will be quite interesting because how do they coordinate the fights between these two? Because kalau kita nak pair 1-to-1, memang Kendo will demolish Momo lah dengan dia punya penumbuk besar ni kan.
Yeah.
She has always been a fighter first, and kebetulan Quirk dia augment her fighting ability, so it's quite interesting lah. Kita nak tengok result dia.
Aku tak ingat tu, apakah Kuasa ataupun Quirk Kendo if you can remind.
It's like Miss Marvel, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, so she can embiggen. She can embiggen stuff, is it?
Embiggen is the fist, yeah, at least.
Is it just the fist ke any part of her body?
So far we just see most of her fist lah.
Tangan dia. Which is deadly enough considering that she has martial arts.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting next week, man. Waifu v waifu, man.
Wow, kau sokong team B Wah, okay lah macam ni lah.
Ya. Banyak sangat orang minat Momo lah. So macam somebody needs to support the other side.
Wow. Peminat Kendo ramai tau. There's actually quite a lot.
Let's go. Okay, dengan itu aku rasa berakhirlah episod minggu ini ya. It's a pretty short episode. I guess everybody is berpuasa ataupun still berterawih.
Yeah, it's because the episode, it's one of the rare things that happen when the anime show is actually better than the manga. I didn't feel this excited when I was reading the manga, but the anime did it a great job telling the story. It's better than the manga chapters, if you ask me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
At least for this particular episode.
Is there anything we should look forward to kepada battle number 2, battle number 3, battle number 4 before we get to the big one in battle number 5?
You should see a lot of growth from the characters, but you will also see some of them would actually in the manga, some of them actually would start to see their own weakness lah. So there's a lot of growth coming out from this particular arc, at least for this particular point. So going ahead, we will see more of character growth than actual results when it comes to this particular storyline.
Also, satu persoalan yang aku ada, beyond this joint training battle, are we going to see any more of Class 1B? Macam, now that we know them more, I want to know more about Rin Hiryu. I want to see him more in battle, you know, Mamat Dragon Scale tu, and like the rest. Is the focus going to be My Hero Academia just on Class 1A going forward? Pasal kita sekarang suddenly the cast went from 20 to 40, 41 kan? So if you can hint a bit, tanpa spoilers.
A lot of characters would make an appearance, but if you want something more detailed, I don't think that's going to happen. It's one of those anime punya problems. The bigger cast you have, the less time you actually can appreciate them. Bleach, for example, is one good example. They have a lot of characters, a lot of people ship all these people, but when it comes to telling the story, you don't see much. This is the same as Naruto and now My Hero Academia. They have too much characters. They don't kill them off, so there's not much story building for other characters. So this is one of the cons for this particular series. But overall, it's still a stellar title if you want to invest your time watching it.
That's cool. Okay, aku rasa dengan itu berakhirlah segmen kita malam ini. Terima kasih kepada para panelis Andri Alwi, kaki manga, dan juga Shazli American, kaki anime. Apa pendapat korang tentang episod My Hero Academia minggu ini? Dan apakah harapan korang untuk episod minggu depan? Tell us in the comment section below. Maka dengan itu berakhirlah segmen malam ini. Majulah fandom untuk negara. Thank you guys.
Okay, bye.